Story 1. Only one person at a time is allowed to visit this website. Story 2. It places you somewhere in the world on Google Maps, and you have to try to figure out where you are. The longest I played was about 6 hours. I cannot get enough. Story 3. A pilot showed me this at an airport. If you are a frequent flyer, this will save you. It provides a list of wireless internet passwords for many locations. I mentioned this before, but it is great. Story 4. I like Havanath.com. It offers many high-quality documentaries, mostly about science, physics, and astronomy, similar to British Broadcasting Corporation programming. If you enjoy documentaries, check it out. Story 5. Bugmanot.com. Throwaway accounts for websites that require registration. GetHuman.com. The express route to talking to a human being when calling a company. Rentometer.com. Find the rents of nearby apartments. Rome2Rio.com. How to travel between almost any 2 addresses worldwide. Hyperphysics. Hyster. GSU. EDU makes physics understandable and maps it as a tree of concepts. ReviewMeta.com. Screen Amazon products for fake reviews. MusicMap.com. Enter an artist to get a chart of related artists. Story 6. This one just makes me smile every time. I am not sure why. Story 7. There is a lot of government health data that many people are not aware of. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has a tracking network that lets you explore data on issues such as air quality, cancer, and community characteristics like flood vulnerability, and visualize it in detailed maps to see how your state or county compares. You can also look up your zone improvement plan code to find major environmentally related health issues in your area. Their data on projected local temperatures is striking. Story 8. Spoiler-free cool information before you play a video game. Story 9. Collected links. Recover your life. Help for those who struggle with self-harm, suicidal thoughts, mental illness, eating disorders, and abuse. Put this at the top for importance. Ninite. Select programs from a huge list. Get a single installer that will download and install the latest version of everything you selected with no unwanted software and no input needed from you. This is a godsend. PC Part Picker. Building a personal computer? Pick parts here and track price changes and where to get them cheapest. Have I been pawned? Find out if your details have been compromised in a hacking attack and get alerts in the future. CodeMyUI. Lots of web elements you can use. Is it up? Check if a site is down for everyone or just you. 10-minute mail. Get a random email address that self-destructs in 10 minutes. Perfect for signing up to websites you do not want spam from. Mailinator. Type in an address at Mailinator and open its inbox. Anyone can use any address at any time. Good for signing up for things you do not want spam from, but avoid for privacy since others can see the mail you get. Corona Labs. Learn how to code. Free Code Camp. Another place to learn to code. Dirty Markup. Cleans up messy code. Product Chart. Compare technology products easily. Hypertext Markup language color codes. Upload a picture, click on a color, and get the hex code for it. Cloud Convert. Convert between various file formats, including some obscure ones. Just watch, tell it which services you have access to, such as Netflix and Hulu, and it will tell you where you can watch a film or show. Radio Garden. A large map where you can drag a circle and get live radio feeds from that area globally. Radio, pick a country, pick a decade, and listen. Omiv. A television and film database that allows advanced searching, such as finding projects 2 actors have done together. GNOD. Recommends music, books, and movies based on other things you like. Off Liberty. Download YouTube videos. Paperator. Online proofreading of papers. Checks grammar and plagiarism. Desmos. Graph equations and visualize math. HiNative. Ask native speakers questions when learning a language. Lang 8. Get your writing corrected by native speakers. Note that new accounts may be restricted. Mathway solves math and chemistry problems. Westegg Inflation Calculator. See the equivalent value of money from a past year in today's terms. Slater. Find your textbook. It shows answers and explains how to get them. Debitopedia, pros and cons for many topics. May not be updated recently. Sheldon Brown, learn how to repair your bicycle. Windy, real-time weather map that is visually impressive. XRX, a good site to help beginners learn about exercise. My Fridge Food, tell it what is in your fridge and it will suggest recipes. This to that, find the right glue or product for a task. Vote Smart, look up a politician and see their voting history. Useful Interweb, a large list of useful websites. Is California on fire and where is California on fire? Check whether California is on fire and where incidents are occurring. Free Food Guy, tips on how to get free food. Free campsites, listings of free campsites. Rhyme Zone, type in a word and get rhymes. Unsplash, high resolution, free images. Prepaid subscriber identity module with DataWiki. Information on getting a prepaid subscriber identity module with data for mobile use while traveling. Story 10, Boil the Frog. The name comes from slowly altering the water temperature around a frog until it changes from cold to hot without the frog realizing. Basically, you enter two bands or musicians and the site builds a Spotify playlist that gradually takes you from one sound to the other. I am currently trying to find the cheapest flight for the holidays and discovered older Reddit posts suggesting the ITA matrix from ITA software. It has many flight search customizations that present a wide range of options. The Wayback Machine lets you view decades-old versions of websites on specific dates. It is a bit of a trip. Story 11, Font Squirrel. Free fonts. Story 12, HaveIBeenPwned.com. Find out whether your email address was involved in any major data leak. Story 13, This to That is a website that helps you choose the best glue for bonding two different materials. It seems trivial, but I have found it useful many times. Story 14, Random.org. I use that site all the time. Provides the best random numbers. Story 15, Outline.com. Read any article on the web without having to scroll through a million ads. Story 16, Sluts Off Instagram is an online fantasy series about a princess duck named Slutsoff and her adventurous journey across the mystical lands of Instagram. Story 17, Excellent recipe resource. The site lists the price per serving, and the serving sizes are adjustable. Story 18, An architecture student eviscerates bad McMansions. It will make you laugh. Story 19, a bit piracy-related, but I resent publishers who charge so much. You can get nearly all research papers by entering links. For a broke student like me, this is a treasure. For my conscience, I email the authors to let them know how I obtained the articles and how I used them. They are usually understanding. Story 20, Midomi. When you need to find the name of a song. Shelter Pups. Send a picture of your dog and they will send you a stuffed animal that looks like your dog. It is expensive, but profits go toward shelters. Justin Guitar. Learn to play guitar for free. Nick Reboot. Stream 1990s cartoons for free. Pizza Codes. Promotional codes for restaurants. Story 21. A website that helps you fall asleep by providing a sleep calculator and useful sleep tips. Story 22. Wolfram Alpha can solve all sorts of equations for you and show you step-by-step solutions. Story 23. I forgot the name, but you answered questions and for each correct answer the site donated 5 grains of rice to Africa. It is called Free Rice, thanks to Hydromantic. Story 24. Now Reddit looks like Microsoft Outlook, so you can browse Reddit all day while your boss thinks you are busy emailing. Story 25. Atlas Obscura. Find really cool but little-known landmarks all around the world. Story 26. Nationstates.net/logout equals 1. Reddit.com/r/nationstates. Story 27. Seed RS. Alternative browser start page. Everything a geek needs in one place. Story 28. I have been using Alternative 2 to find apps similar to ones I already use. If you love WinRAR but cannot stand the guilt of not buying it after 30 days, Alternative 2 shows other programs that do the same thing, ranked by community recommendations. It also indicates whether a program is freemium, open source, or trial and lists the platforms it supports, such as Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android, and iOS. Story 29. Mandrake is the best place to buy items from Japan. I have found items that sell for $60 on eBay in the United States for $5 directly from the source. Story 30. House.gov and Senate.gov. It still surprises me how many people I meet have strong opinions about politics but never make even a cursory glance at the legislation their elected officials vote on. They accept whatever is fed to them via media websites or sound bites as truth. Yes, it is more entertaining to watch paint dry. That is what they want you to think. Read the damned paperwork anyway. Story 31. CodeShare.io is a website for coding and video chatting. It provides a multi-user code editor. GhostPaste.com is another paste service, but scarier. Draw.io is a great way to make flowcharts for free instead of buying Microsoft Visio. Socrates.io is a place to write documents, useful for web design or outlining projects. Replace. It is an online interpreter and compiler for many programming languages. I use it for Python 3 and C#. Program Creek.com has many coding examples and is useful when I do not understand a syntax error. StumbleUpon.com takes you to random entertaining web pages. WeTransfer.com is an easy way to send smaller programs or zip archive and RAR archive files to people, like a pastebin for files small enough to fit. It is easier to use than Google Drive. Arrowhead.org is a great place to look up almost any plant or chemical that has a psychoactive or medicinal effect. Google.com is commonly ignored by new programmers, but it should be used for many more questions than those frequently posted in the Learn Programming subreddit. Story 32. Etymonline.com is an online etymology dictionary. Instead of giving you definitions of words, it tells you their histories. Story 33. Power outages caused by animals. Story 34. Ever wonder what the best gadget or product currently available for purchase at a reasonable price is? Many companies claim to be the best, and there are thousands of such claims. It would be helpful if a team could test them for you. That is where the Wirecutter team comes in. The reviews are thorough, starting with a why you should trust us section, followed by runner-up products, upgrade picks, budget picks, what to look forward to, and the competition, also known as for various reasons these picks did not make the cut but are mentioned because readers deserve a thorough review. I have read their reviews for years. They are credible and reasonable. I bought my current computer based on their reviews, as well as an ice cream scoop, a Bluetooth transmitter, and other gadgets that are still with me. Sometimes I read their articles to plan future purchases I might splurge on. Story 35. The Camel Amazon price tracker shows how the price of an item has changed over time, even daily, so you can decide whether to buy now at a higher or lower price or to wait if you are patient. Story 36. Here is my weekly list. 1. Hemingway app. If you are submitting an essay for school, university, or work and are unsure whether your sentences are too long or your words too labyrinthine, try Hemingway app. I highly recommend it. 2. Grammarly. If you are not confident with writing or grammar, use Grammarly. It provides a spell checker plus grammar checks and supports Google Docs. 3. Canva. For quick designs such as flyers or Facebook posts for parties, work functions, or your company's social media, start with Canva. It has saved me hours compared with my haphazard Photoshop skills. 4. Unsplash. My go-to site for social media and blog images. Beautiful free photos provided by a generous community of photographers. 5. Flat Icon. Find icons for almost anything. 6. DataCamp and Codecademy. Useful sites to learn coding, their programming language, Python, and so on. 7. Budget Bites. Affordable meals that taste good and are great for meal prep. Story 37. FutureMe.org lets you write an email to yourself and deliver it at a specified time. Story 38. It can corrupt any type of file, so you can send it to your teacher or your boss if you need extra time to finish a project. The recipient will believe you are experiencing technical difficulties and probably will not punish you. Story 39. Wait. No one mentioned Hypertext Transfer Protocol World Wide Web. What the fuck should I make for dinner.com? Story 40. Television Tropes tells you the most commonly occurring story types, their derivatives, and variations. It is a rabbit hole that is hard to escape. I fixed it from .com. Sorry about that. Story 41. My financial advisor just introduced me to Unbury Me. It helps you calculate how long it will take to pay off current debt and any debt you are considering taking on. Story 42. Cheap Shark shows the best deals for personal computer games from different websites. Story 43. In case you are wondering whether your problem is with your internet service provider or with the site itself. Story 44. Every high school or college student taking Calculus I sighed with relief. Story 45. Download word processing, spreadsheet, and presentation software comparable to Microsoft Office but available at no cost. It is compatible with Microsoft Office. Story 46. Getting Canned, a blog and resource about life after getting fired. Story 47. It depends. If your goal is to make people feel bad about their finances, that Live Money Counter is pretty underrated. Story 48. Use it to clean your monitor. Keeps the backlight on while turning the screen black. Dust appears like stars in the night sky. Story 49. I can't believe I wasn't shown this in high school. The Daily Journal of the United States Government. It covers vast topics from economics and science to foreign affairs. It is a little hard to get used to, but it is my new favorite source of news. Story 50. Ninite is a service that combines common utilities and programs into a single batch installer. If you regularly reinstall Windows for others or set up new computers, it saves a lot of time. It skips the annoying opt-out boxes that add unwanted extras. I wish more people knew about it. Story 51. If you are a student without a Chegg membership and need homework help, copy and paste a Chegg problem link into a website that provides answers. Story 52. Wikavoyage is the only site you need when researching travel destinations. It is not a hotel or flights website. It is a sister project of Wikipedia that provides all the information you need when visiting a place, from attractions and activities to how to get around and stay safe. As a bonus, you can use Kawix to download the entire site for offline viewing on your phone. Story 53. Let me Google that for you for the condescending and patronizing pricks out there. Story 54. There is always CiviWiki. They are a group dedicated to solving problems and helping people present ideas to members of the United States Congress. Anyone in the world can join and is encouraged to do so. The site address is civiwiki.org. Full disclosure. I am a programmer for CiviWiki. We are always looking for more users, sponsors, and professionals to help improve our site and our mission. Story 55. Ballotpedia.org. Know what is on your state's ballot before you get to the voting booth. Story 56. Ian's shoelacing site shows that lacing shoes is not a short topic. I can honestly say it changed my life. After I adopted his technique for tying laces, I save seconds every day and my shoes never come undone. Story 57. Mojo Upgrade. I found it on a Reddit list. Mojo Upgrade is an interactive questionnaire for couples. It presents a list of sexual fantasies to each partner separately and asks them to indicate their level of interest. After both partners complete the survey, the answers are compared. If both partners respond positively to an activity, it is revealed to both. If not, it is kept private. That way, if one partner is not interested in a particular activity, the other partner will not be notified. Note: some people try to select every option so they see everything their partner picks. That only works if the other partner does not do the same. Story 58. Canopy is available through your university library and streams movies. It offers excellent quality and a strong collection. You can stream most of the Criterion collection for free. I cannot recommend it enough. Story 59. Webemployed is a blog that teaches legitimate ways to make money online. My friends and I have benefited a lot from it. Story 60. This service gives you a temporary email address that self-destructs after 10 minutes. It is useful for signing up on websites and avoiding spam. Story 61. Musicmap.com. Type in an artist, and it creates a beautiful graph of similar artists. Story 62. This is by far one of the best websites on the internet. Edit. If anyone wants a little backstory, this should clear things up. Story 63, LouisvilleFreeface.com. Perhaps the finest website ever. Story 64, blacklib.com provides many electronic books. Movies.to hosts nearly every show or movie you can imagine in decent quality. I am fairly certain both of these are illegal, but who gives a fuck? Not I. Story 65. There have already been several sites linked for sourcing images, but the Saucineo website is specifically for anime and video game art, which can be very difficult to source. It has saved me more times than I can count. Story 66. I saved this uniform resource locator last time I saw it in a similar thread. The website is marabija.com/useful-websites. Some of the links have already been posted in other comments, but there are many. Story 67. Damn Interesting is a small, independent project that has both won and lost awards. It is dedicated to the dissemination of fascinating yet obscure true stories from science, history, and psychology since 2005. We reject fashionable trends that favor quantity over quality and hyperbole over accuracy. We tell intriguing narrative nonfiction as often as we can. Our content is available on the website as an electronic book, as an audiobook, and as a podcast. Story 68. Dig is pretty decent now. Their curated long reads tab has been a staple of mine for the last few months. Story 69. If you are a knitter or crocheter, visit Ravelry.com. It is a massive pattern archive that is just awesome. Story 70. Zenni Optical offers very inexpensive, high-quality glasses. I have worn glasses since second grade, so using them saved my mother a great deal of money. They still save me a great deal as an adult. They are excellent, and I always recommend them to people who wear glasses. Story 71. More than 57,000 free electronic books for the casual bookworm to enjoy. Story 72. The Federal Bureau of Investigation vault contains declassified articles. Search for Hitler to read the files claiming he escaped and did not die in Germany. Int. He went to Argentina. Story 73. This helps determine your monitor or screen frame rate and refresh rate. It also visualizes different types of frames per second and helps people understand the differences. Story 74. Adobe Color Creative Cloud. This tool helps you pick colors that go well together. You can set it to color harmonies such as triad and analogous, and it will select colors according to the chosen harmony. It also provides the red, green, and blue values and the hexadecimal color value. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.